We have breaking news this morning. Crews are at the scene of a house fire right now in Halifax County. WDBJ7's Bianca Holman joins us live from the scene. Good morning, Bianca. So what are you seeing out there?
Hey, good morning, Kim. Yes, we're on Kearns Mill Road here in Halifax County. And just to let you know, crews are not here. They were here earlier this morning, but as we were driving up, this house caught on fire again. I'm going to step out of the frame so that you can see it. It's right there at the corner of the house, at the top of the roof. You can see the entire side of this home is engulfed in flames, and things have been falling from this. So we're trying to be cautious and stay a little bit out of the way. But originally, crews were out here earlier this morning. They say it took about 2 hours to battle this fire and get it contained, but yet it has sparked again. So crews, we actually called them. We called the fire crews when we came to this house and said, hey, this house has sparked up again and it is on flame. So crews are on their way here again. We're told that there was nobody in the home when crews were here originally. We're not sure if that's the case. Again, the house was dark when we rolled up to the home just to check on the scene. But we're in the 3100 block of Kearns Mill Road. It's a very rural area. This house is like set off just a little bit from the main road. But again, right when we came up, Kim, we called fire crews immediately. And there's lots of stuff falling from this home right now at the roof. It is an older home. And of course, as we learn more when fire crews come, we will keep everyone updated online and on air. We called the fire department at 5:11 when we rolled up to this house right behind me. It was just a small flame in the corner of the attic. You could see it just begin to just spread, and now the entire home is in flames. We just heard sirens off in the distance. So again, we called the fire department at about 5:11 when we rolled up to the house, and now the entire home is engulfed. So I think the fire crew should be rolling up here any moment. But originally, when the first fire ignited, it took about 2 hours, they say, to put out the entire fire. But you can see items falling from the house. The entire home, the gutter, everything is just now in flames. So we're trying to keep a safe distance. But to be honest with you, for safety, we may just leave this scene until fire crews come. But this entire home, it's an older home, is now engulfed. Right now, fire crews are on the scene. I'm going to step out of the frame so that you can see them fighting this fire right now. The entire home is engulfed. And of course, we're keeping a safe distance away. Earlier, when the fire started, it took them about 2 hours to put it out. But when we drove up here about 5 a.m. this morning, just about an hour ago, there was a corner of the attic that was beginning to spark up, and we thought it was just a hot spot, but then as it began to grow, we called the fire department immediately. So they're here on scene now fighting this fire. I know lots of people were, concerned about our safety. We've moved back quite a bit, but there's like a small little kind of country road driveway that leads to this house. So that's why we have stayed here. And you can see crews still here on scene. They just kind of doused a major piece of that fire with a lot of water. There's a part of the house towards our right that is still flaming up, but little pieces we've been able to see kind of like have gone into the air and rained down on us. It seems like it was the siding, but you can hear the crews as that water goes onto the flames on that right side. They're continuing to fight this fire and get it under containment. But it really just started out small, Nisi, and just engulfed the entire home. So now the house is just filled with smoke. You can see it right behind me. The whole entire area is just covered.
From the looks of it, the house appears to be destroyed.
Hey, Kim, yes, we rolled up to this house about 5:11 this morning, and you can see right behind me the fire crews are out here. There are now multiple crews out here, and for those familiar with rural areas, they have to bring tankers out. So there are now multiple fire trucks out here containing this fire, and it is a lot more contained than it was earlier. They're still spraying into that fire, making sure to contain it and put it out as quickly as possible. But this whole entire home was engulfed. Right now, it's for the most part engulfed in smoke, and there's still some hot spots that they're putting out where the original fire started in the top corner of the house. It seemed like it was the attic when we drove up here, but the house is set back from the street. There's a driveway, and it was pretty muddy when we rolled up, so it's a little bit difficult for fire crews to get back here because of that small driveway that's very, very muddy. And it was muddy because of the earlier fire that they had put out, and took 2 hours to put out that fire earlier this morning. And also earlier this morning, authorities tell us that there was nobody in the home at the time of the fire, and seemed to be when they went in to check to make sure all the hot spots were out originally, there was nobody inside. We still believe that to be true right now. But again, you can still see some hot spots right there that they're putting out. But for the most part, the entire roof collapsed in. It looked like a total loss, and the whole entire home was engulfed in smoke. There was debris flying into the air that was kind of falling down on us from the siding, the gutters, lots of things falling, and you could hear things breaking inside. But multiple crews are here on the scene now. They brought in more tankers to make sure that they can contain this fire right behind us. And so it's a lot darker out here, but the sun's beginning to rise. And again, these fire crews have been out here all morning. So I'm going to step out of the frame now so you can see how there are multiple fire crews out here, and they're still working out, putting out hot spots. This was a White House. It's now completely charred. It's black, and they've actually had to tear down that side wall to get into some of those hard to reach places because, of course, they can't enter this house. And it's completely engulfed in flames now, so you can see them really getting to some of those hot spots, but they had to tear down the side wall where the original fire started that we saw when we drove up here. When we were coming here this way, authorities told us that there was nobody inside the home in the original fire. That still seems to be the case. It was very dark when we rolled up the driveway, and it's very muddy. So tankers, they had to bring in several different tankers to put out this fire because the whole entire house was collapsed down. The roof was engulfed in flames, and much of the house is just charred now. And so for the most part, they're just looking at a couple of different hot spots, and we're kind of stuck, so we can't leave. So we're going to be here until they put this out and clear out this area for us to get through. But you can see this whole entire house is a complete total loss.